Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our weekly trader interview of Wall Street Multimedia. I'm Mu Wang. Today, we're honored to invite Todd Horwitz, trader of CME Group and also author and founder of AverageJoeOptions.com, to analyze recent market movement with us. Investors are paying close attention to each crude oil production or export data. When do you think the recent volatility of crude future prices could be ended, and on what kind of news?
You know, you look at crude, and we've been in a volatile scenario. You know, we had earlier in the summer, we had the problems in the Mideast, and we had the backwardation formation in which prices were higher and artificially higher at that. We're now seeing real action, and what the crude oil is telling us here now is that the economy is in bad shape and there is a big lack of demand. And not only is there a lack of demand, but we are now net exporters of oil here in the United States, and we're producing more oil than anybody needs. I do believe that you'll see crude go down into the 70s, maybe even lower than that. I think that crude is in a lot of trouble here. Not only is there plenty of supply, but the economy seems to be in a little bit of trouble here as well.
Does Ebola news have real impact on recent oil price change?
Ebola news has absolutely zero effect on the market. It may have an effect for 5 minutes, but at the end of the day, you know, as sad as it is and as much troubling as the disease is, more people will die from many other things, including bee stings, than will die from the Ebola disease. What we have to worry about is we know that it's going to be cured and it's going to be solved and it's going to be quarantined into an area, and the overall markets will not react unless this turns out to be a pandemic, and I don't see that happening. I think it'll be well under control, and the short jittery moves you've gotten off of it are really just profit takers coming in to sell. We've seen by the big rally that the markets are really overlooking Ebola.
What's your observation of commodity market this week? Any major or unusual move of major commodity prices from last week?
You know, I think that, you know, if you look at the overall commodity markets, I mean, I think you look for oil to continue to work its way lower. I think you look for the grain markets to work their way higher. I think you look at gold, looks like 1250 is a temporary top here. You look for that to work its way lower. I think that, you know, depending on what happens with the U.S. dollar and what happens with the Fed on Wednesday and what they do to the dollar, if the dollar remains strong, commodity prices are going to remain weak.
What kind of news should we pay close attention to this week regarding to its impact on futures and options market?
I think the biggest news this week will obviously be the FOMC, which is Wednesday. If they change some sort of policy statement, you could see some type of sell-off here. Again, the Fed has been defending against the sell-off by intermittently bringing out Fed governors to talk about what's going on in the overall markets, to try to pump them up and tell us that they're going to backstop the market no matter what. So what I think is the biggest news this week will be the FOMC, not earnings, not anything else, because we're only trading the Fed. And when the Fed changes, if they do, that will create a sell-off in this market. And until they do, the markets will continue to try to work their way higher.
Well, thank you for watching this week's trader interview of Wall Street Multimedia. See you next week.